Helen. I'm very excited about photography. I'm a photographer, as you know, and as well as doing that, I curate, I collect, I edit, I go around the world, I meet other photographers, I find books. I'm excited about what I find, and what to me is really the great opportunity that this festival sort of gives me is that I can share my excitement with an audience. I can show the people that I think are absolutely fantastic that I've managed to find, and hopefully share this and invite other people to see these people. And it's really, if you like, that sort of nucleus of an idea that is really going to be my sort of starting point. Now, you must think, well, new documents is really rather vague, and it is vague because I basically have yet to decide, in conjunction with Helen and with David from PhotoWorks, the precise programme. Because in the last year, and indeed in many years previous to that, I've been going around the world. I'm very lucky, I'm very privileged, I travel a lot, and I find and discover new and very exciting photographers. And really what I'm doing at the moment is making a list of these people. I have about 10 to 15, and within that I'm going to actually try and present the bulk of what you'll be seeing next year. But I'm going to be showing you some specific things which we've already organised, because the partnerships that we have here, which are absolutely vital to the well-being of the festival, have already been established, and it's these that I'm going to talk you through. But I just want to make sure that you know that there are many more surprises, because to me, the whole notion of a festival is about the idea of discovery and surprises, because in other previous photography festivals, even with Brighton here, many of the names that you would come and see are people that you know or work that you've seen. I guarantee when you come to this festival in October 2010, there will not be people that you know, and there'll be new images for everybody. So that's really, if you like, that spirit of adventure and excitement that I want to generate. And this is indeed why Helen mentioned in passing that we're going to make this a frame-free festival. This, to me, fitted in very much with the idea I wanted to present. So what we're going to be doing is having a series of exhibitions, but these exhibitions are going to be prints, pinned, pasted, or put on billboards or whatever. We're not going to spend our money on frames, because we want this festival to feel exciting, spontaneous, and when you've seen it, at the end of the festival, the prints will disappear. So it's really the whole part of the spirit of what we want to do. And no other festival, to my knowledge, in the world of photography has actually done this before. So we're making the notion of this spontaneity an absolute virtue, and we intend to get involved with one of these printing companies who are going to be our partners. The photographers are invited. We'll be supplying high-res files and a test print, and then we will make the prints here. This will save us money and give us this ability to be very spontaneous. So one of the things I wanted to be make sure that happened is that this is both an international festival, but at the same time it's a very local festival. You know, you have Brighton, where you have a very educated constituency, people like photography, and of course there's nothing better that people like than to see photographs of their own town. Now, one of the problems we have, if you have all emerging artists, no one knows who these people are. So we solved this problem by suggesting to the Brighton Art Gallery that we commission some internationally known photographers to come to Brighton and to do a commission here, and that's indeed what we've established. And this, for example, is a picture by Alex Soth. I don't know if you know Alex Soth. He's a documentary photographer from America. He's probably the hottest documentary photographer at the moment operating. He's phenomenally successful. He's in Magnum. He's represented by Gagosian. He's in the art world. He's in the magazine world. He's as hot as you get. So he's accepted our invitation to come and shoot a commission on Brighton. I'm just showing you a few pictures of his work here. So the Brighton Art Gallery, as you probably know, you may be all familiar, has 3 temporary rooms, which is why we've invited 3 photographers to come and do their own interpretation of Brighton. This is from his very important initial work called Sleeping by the Mississippi, which has gone into sort of 4 or 5 reprints. If you can get your hands on the first edition, it's worth about $900 now. And this is Rinko Kawachi. She is probably one of the most important photographers to emerge on the scene in the last decade. She's a Japanese photographer. She has this rather quirky vision, a beautiful photographer, and she too has accepted the invitation to come to Brighton and to shoot a commission. And both the Alex Soth and the Rinko Kawachi commissions will be overseen by PhotoWorks. This is from her second book, Ayla, which was published, I think, about in 2004. In fact, Ironically, I actually showed her when I curated the Arles Festival in that same year. She was one of my recent discoveries then. I mean, she'd had some work out in Japan, but the first time she was shown in Europe was in 2004. Now she's an established and very well-known and recognised photographer. And what's interesting about when you discover these new photographers, they have a language and an idea and a presence which we haven't seen before. It's all so familiar, it looks so easy, and yet at the same time these pictures are so appealing. And it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how she interprets Brighton. And then finally, for the Brighton Art Gallery commissions, we've invited Stephen Gill. He too is probably a very exciting photographer from the last 10 years in the UK. He's done many, many books, he's self-published these, he's a fascinating photographer, and he will come to Brighton. We very much wanted the idea of having a British photographer, so we're absolutely delighted that it's Stephen Gill. And he, if you like, represents a sort of new generation of photographers who've emerged in the last 10 years in the UK.